Stan, here we are. I was going to open this video with dun 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 dun, but first I have to say that I do have a relative coming over here this afternoon for some light refreshments, as we are both off work, and it's given me the excuse, not that I needed one, to come in here and spring clean the old man cave. How it smells like a church. I've used that wax polish everywhere. I haven't gone mad and took each individual item off the shelf, but a quick run around, a spray here and a spray there with some stuff. And yeah, I'm quite impressed. Anyway, also, oh yes, this came in one of these. And I'd left it in the back room. I got to work and I thought, my wife is one of those people who chucks things out and asks questions. Well, no, she chucks things out and doesn't ask questions later. And I messaged her from work, said, do not throw that envelope out. She went, oh, I was going to. Honestly, and it's not, she's not the first time. Honestly, unbelievable. Ignore that bit of, that's a little bit of storage down there, so please ignore it. So, James of World War Militaria recently did a video where he went to Malvern through three county showground, and he got one of these, which is a program booklet to coincide with the release of the film. I believe you got it if you went to the film. Maybe it will obviously be in limited numbers, but it's of the film The Longest Day. I did think I had the book, and if I have had it, it's gone. I must have forwarded it on to somebody, but I've got Bridge Too Far by Cornelius Ryan, and obviously I've got the DVD on about 3 different ones. So this little thing here, £9 off eBay, never had one before. It's in excellent condition, so we'll have a little flick through. That's obviously, oh well, we'll do the dun 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 dun. There you go. So we'll open it, and there's Robert Mitchum hiding under one of the fortifications to rip the bottom out of ships, isn't it? That one. Kurt Jurgens. I'm sort of looking through the camera here. Can't remember that actor's name, but he's playing Rommel. This guy here says, hey guys, that's when all the German soldiers go past and the wall wobbles. There's Jean Botard. She's getting attention of the German sentries. This bit here. Anyone got $1? And they're playing craps, is it? On the scene on the ship. Again, the actress. I believe she was a model. This is one of my favourite films, simply because of the amount of stars in it. They don't make them like that anymore. Certain things, I think, she's obviously got a 1960s hairstyle. Couldn't that have been altered? You know, I mean, but then again, it was only 1962, Longest Day came out. It was only, what's that, 62, 18 years after the event. Maybe it wasn't such an issue, but, you know, we look back at it now with different eyes. I believe the actual parts of the invasion were filmed in Corsica because the US Navy were doing exercises there. So that's why it was in Corsica. It's a bit brighter. They did move to, I'm sure they filmed some of it on the Normandy beach. I've just read this morning. You'd think I'd remember it, wouldn't you? But you know what I'm like. John Wayne, paratrooper. He played, who did he play again? I'll have to have a look. One of my favourite films. I can't remember who was who again. Where are we? I do have a point to all this. So the Americans, you're in the background, got Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin Van der Voort, and John Wayne, I think at the time was, he was my age when he was in his late 40s, so he was way too old to be playing him. But this is a forward by General Sir James Steele, and he's going on about how the actual invasion itself and the guys who were in the prime of life now, he actually says, 18 years after the event, look back at this, and you do have to wonder again, as I get all sort of this is a military channel with a bit of fun, but you do have to wonder with the fellas who were doing the invasion initially will have thought of just more of their own comfort, to the mates that were alongside that they were going to survive, not as the grand plan of defeating Nazi Empire, probably far from most people's minds. But after the event, they probably thought they did a bit of good in the world. And really, when you look at history, we have had 80 years of peace in Europe, but the world hasn't been at peace. I mean, Europe, we say that, Yugoslavian wars, and now, obviously, what's happening in Ukraine. So have we had 80 years of peace? I don't, it was a grand endeavour that had to be done. But I think human nature, wars, etc. Don't get too much into it. So we go. I say go. So these two actors here, Field Marshal Montgomery, played by Henry Grace, and Trevor Reed. So that's I think that's Henry Grace, Trevor Reed. Eisenhower wanted to play himself, but they felt like he was too old. And reading about the director Zanuck, he'd actually been in the army himself. So yeah. And there's here Christian Marquand meeting Commander Philip Kiefer. So that's a famous shot where the Ustream casino, it's a bit contrived. The casino had already been demolished by the Germans. Big long shot though, excellent. And there's my glasses there. Irina Dimick and Madame Legil Utit Janine Botard, who Marina plays in the film. And this woman said, "I wish I was as pretty as her in real life." Yeah. Fact from fiction. Lord Lovat and the real Lord Lovat, and it was Peter Lawford, and I stayed in one of Lord Lovat's hunting lodges called the Inch a long time ago, 10-15 years ago on Loch Ness. So yeah. Blue Bonnet. Hans Christian Blech plays. Who does he play? I can't remember who he plays now. He plays. Oh God, my favourite film. I can't remember now. And put on camera. Oh, damn me. Pluskat, isn't it? Werner Pluskat. He plays Werner Pluskat. Got it in the end. And Hans Christian Blech, very famous German actor in loads of war films. Bridget Reimagen. You've seen him on the screen. He has a slightly disfigured jaw. You can see his face actually. The war wounds. I think he was captured by the Russians. Can't remember, but he was in the German army. And this is going on about Zanuck himself, the director. Always had a cigar in his mouth apparently, and as I said earlier, he'd lied about his age and joined the army at 14. It says to fight in Mexico, fight against the Mexicans. I'm not sure of his age, but he was involved in World War II as well. That says there. He served in the 37th Division overseas during World War II as a colonel, first making training pictures and later producing some of the best war documentaries ever filmed. He frequently worked under fire, and eventually he was decorated with the US Legion of Merit. So yeah, he would helicopter between various areas, and there was different directors for different language parts of the film. So you look here, and we've got Richard Todd, very, very famous British actor who starred as Guy Gibson in The Dam Busters, and he parachuted in on D-Day. Some of the stuff I'm saying here is from memory, it's not in the book, but he parachuted in on D-Day right near the Orne Bridge. And in the film, he plays. Oh God, let's have a look again. I can't. I'm getting old. So in the film, he plays. Should have wrote this down, shouldn't I? Richard Todd, John Howard, Major John Howard. Of course he does. Of course he does. In the film, a soldier runs up to him and says something. In real life, that was Richard Todd who ran up and said whatever the was secure or whatever it was he said to him, and he was offered the part to actually play himself in the film. He said, I couldn't have a part that small, so they're giving that one John Howard, and he did wear his red beret, I believe, in the picture that he wore in World War II. Just changed the badge round. And Peter Lawford played Lord Lovat. Richard Burton. It always amazes me how us few keep getting fewer, something along them lines. Flanagan's back. Sean Connery, you can tell I've watched it a bit. Can't remember what that guy was, staff officer probably. John Gregson, he lost his sacrament in the river, if you remember. Jack Hedley, calm down now. This is Rupert. And I'm sure he was the officer commanding in the Colditz 1970s TV show. Again, another famous actor, Kenneth More. Down, boy, down, down, Winston, down. He plays Maud, officer. I don't know the name, the rank, but he's the Beachmaster Maud. They look pretty graphic, those scenes, and a good drawing there. The Richard Todd, Peter Lawford. I'm not sure who the other fella is. And we flick over it again. Don't worry, don't get bored. Or we do get bored, still understand. Norman Rossington, famous British character actor. Trevor Reed. Leslie Phillips plays a small part as a as a captured airman. Donald Houston, Richard Burton's mate, and he's like, Dave, have you seen Johnny? He's got my boots, you see. In one of the famous films, both of them, I believe, had served in the RAF during World War II, and Richard Burton thought they were both too old, which they were really. You know, if they were 18, 20 at that time, they were in the 30s, 40s when it came to making the film. And I do again believe, this is from memory, that Richard Burton wore a white silk scarf in the picture, and that's all he wanted as payment, so he could give it to his wife, Elizabeth Taylor. Michael Medwin, another British character actor. The scenes. Patrick Barr, that's always one that got me. He plays the meteorological officer, Stagg, and age-wise, I don't think there was a lot in it, because he looks older than he is. Poor fellow, God rest his soul, probably, or will be. But when I watched The World at War and read the book, Stagg was described as a very dour Scotsman, and when you see him on The World at War, the TV shows, he's like, I said to General Eisenhower, you know, he's like really, this guy goes, Stagg here, he's got a really posh British accent, and I thought, well, you know, if Stagg was a dour Scot, why didn't they pick a dour Scot actor? Well, you know, that's just me picking at the film. There's the cast relaxing there, and it must have been strange for these, the likes of Richard Todd, who had actually been there on the day to reenact it, if you like, and less than 20 years later. We move over here. Eddie Albert often plays sort of weaker characters in films, but he was awarded the one of the American ones. I think he got the Purple Heart, I think, but he was in the Pacific, and he was awarded several awards. I can't remember which one it was. It's off the top of my head. Paul Anka, singer, Red Buttons, ding dong, ding dong. He's the famous one where in the village now, I believe they've still got a paratrooper hanging up, or a dummy of a paratrooper, and allegedly Red Buttons was scared of heights, so doing that shot was really bad for him. Mark Damon, can't remember what he was, or this fella, Fabian, I think he was he a famous model? I'm not sure about him. So there's a drawing actually of Red Buttons hanging. Fred Doer, I'm sure. Mel Ferreira, back in my mind. Henry Fonda plays Roosevelt Jr., who died a couple of days into the D-Day invasion of a heart attack, I think. Almost certain. Henry Grace. So I say go, Eisenhower, go, gentlemen. Yeah, sort of in my head. So I'm doing this from memory, so please, don't have a go at me. Have a go at me if you like, I don't really care. Susso, Robert Mitchum. Take me up the beach, son. Eben O'Brien, he plays an officer called something Tubby is his nickname. Ron Randall, not sure. Stuart Whitman, yeah, he was with John Wayne in the movie, wasn't he? I'm not sure if he made it all. Rod Steiger, he makes like an impassioned speech, doesn't he? You will remember this day for the rest of your lives and your children. And they all say you'll be able to tell your children a story, all this sort of stuff. Whether these people, the characters of the play, actually said these things, Sal Mano, I heard 2 clicks. He's the one, the very famous one, where he, hang on a minute, I haven't got a bolt action rifle in here, but he's behind the, Sal Mineo is behind the hedge, and he hears this. He comes round, he clicks his clicker, the little cricket toy, he comes round and bang, he gets shot. And as he's going down, he says, I heard 2 clicks. And the German comes forward and goes with his bolt action rifle. Don't think that would have worked in real life, but hey, bit of it always stuck in my mind as a kid as a bit of cinematographer, whatever. Yeah, some of the parachute was getting shot. Jeffrey Hunter, he played the soldier who died doing the trying to put the Bangalore torpedo in. Alexander Knox, yeah, staff officer. Dewey Martin, can't remember him in that one. Roddy McDowell plays a good part. He says to the guy, he sits on the ship and he's going, June, me and my father used to go hunting in June. And he shoots a German. The guy next to him is already dead. Tommy Sands, I can't remember which, Robert Ryan. He plays General Gavin, I think, and he does far too old. He really a lot older than the character. I don't think General Gavin was that old when the film was made. Richard Heim, he's the one who catches up with Richard Burton. Been looking around all day for a fight, never found anybody. Robert Wagner is on the cliffs. John Wayne, obviously General Van der Voort, however you pronounce it. And the French civilians, the woman at the top is going shush because the parachuter falls through her greenhouse and says shush. Jean-Louis Barrault, who plays the priest at the beginning, very dramatic beginning. Bovril plays the mayor. Thank you boys, with the champagne. Pauline Carton, unsure. Irma Demick, the model, plays Jean Barton. Ferdinand Ledoux, he plays the one of the elderly couple, probably him and her, at the beachhead, if you like, in a house, which there wouldn't have been in real life. Civilians wouldn't be allowed that close. French commander, he plays one of the resistance guys. Christian Marquand plays Kiefer. I'll get through him. He's some of the Germans. Richard Munch at the top plays Marx. Ernst Schroeder, German general who says Schweipig with his cards game. Wolfgang Butner, Gert Frobe. Paul Hartmann goes on about Hitler being an Austrian corporal. Hans Christian Blecher, who we mentioned, plays Werner Pluskat. Werner Heitz plays Rommel. Kurt Jürgens, I can't remember what he was again. Wolfgang Press plays von Rundstedt. Peter Van Eyck, I can't remember, I'll have to have a look later on, maybe. But I'm almost sure, it doesn't say in here, I have to look on IMDb, I'm not sure if the actual adjutant to Rommel, I'm not sure if it was, I don't think it wasn't him. I don't think, I might be wrong. It was the real one, the real Rommel's adjutant. Unsure about that. Could just be making that one up. So we could have a little look here where the Germans. Kurt Jürgens plays Blumentritt. Paul Hartmann, von Rundstedt, as I said. Gert Frobe is the coffee sergeant with the horse. Pluskat, Wolfgang Priest plays. So Wolfgang Priest plays Pemsel. Let's look. Wolfgang Priest plays Pemsel. Von Rundstedt. Right, okay. We don't have to go through it all, but if you wanted to freeze frame it, you can have a look at there, and we'll just go back to a few more action shots. You've got at the top there Maud, Beachmaster Maud with his dog. Bovril, the mayor, telling Peter Lawford, thanks for coming. Lawford just wants to get on with the job, or Lord Lovett. John Wayne playing the crippled, now broken-legged parachute officer. He's on a cart getting wheeled. Some of the action scenes. Henry Fonda. I'll go over it again. There's the casino Austrian getting blown up, so it already been gone. There's the guy there, shell crazy, waving the French flag. And that's one of my favourite ones, where Richard Burton says to the American, there's a dead German laid by, and he says, it's okay, Yank, he's dead. He was going to make sure of me, but I made sure of him with this, the revolver. Have you noticed something strange about him? His boots, they're on the wrong feet. Or something like that. You can tell I don't have a lot going on in my life to remember stuff like that. And there's the maps of the invasion itself. And the end, which finished with Robert Mitchum saying, take me up the hill, son, and which was written by Paul Anka himself, I think. And I've managed to stretch that £9 little bit of military out into 20 minutes nearly of me talking. So there you go. Oh, what else did I get this week? A little bit of something, this and that. We'll have a quick look and try and pad the video out. I got a 1940 half crown, just for nothing, off my mother-in-law, left over from my father-in-law's estate. I don't know if it's one of the silver ones. Would you be able to tell? Is it hallmarked? Don't know. Maybe. And also in there was a George the... Is it George the Fourth? It is, isn't it? Is it George the Fourth? Sixpence. So it's quite usual for them to be upside down. It's not worth anything. It's been worn right down. I have checked. Yeah, but a little sixpence, a little half crown. I'll stick them in here somewhere. So that's that. A bit Longest Day. One of my favourite films. I kept getting things wrong. But this is Stan. And I will. See ya.